I'm going to do two videos today. This is the first one. This one is about the bond markets and oil and the risk to Alberta. The second one was going to be about how AI is going to transform our economy. But first, let's get on this. There was some activity overnight. What happened? The United States passed a new tax bill. Whatever you may believe politically, the world hates this tax bill. Look, let's face it. This tax bill does what the last tax bill did. It decreases taxes on the wealthy, it increases taxes on the poor, and does nothing to address the issues the United States has, especially in the wake of having their credit downgraded a couple days ago. Look, you can disagree with me politically, but you can't disagree with what the world is saying. This is 1 year of the 30-year Treasury bond. It's at its highest point now. What does this mean? Okay, so the yields go up when the bond prices go down. So if nobody wants to buy the bonds, the bond price goes down, which means the yield, the amount of interest it pays, that goes up. Why? If you buy a bond for $10 and it pays 10% interest, that means you're going to get $1 a year as long as you hold that bond. But if you need to dump that bond and no one's buying it, you're not going to dump it for $10. You're going to dump it for $9 or $8. But the amount of interest it pays, that stays the same. So you can buy a $10 bond for $8 and still get that $1 a year in interest, which means the yield, the interest being paid, that's going up because the price of the bond is going down. And in the wake of the United States passing the new Trump tax plan, bond yields went up. The long and short of it is that people don't want to buy government debt at the moment. How does this affect Alberta? Well, I'm going to show you. Well, first up, the oil markets reacted very poorly to this. As I've been warning for a while, if the price gets too low, it'll be too close to the break-even point, and oil companies will stop producing, which is exactly what OPEC wants. Listen very closely to those who blame everything on the liberals over the last 10 years. OPEC's last price war on U.S. producers 10 years ago ended in failure. Oh, and there was a price war in 2020 as well, just before the pandemic broke out, but they're officially calling that a war between the Saudis and the Russians. Now, officially, OPEC Plus is just trying to herd cats, trying to get everybody in line, and they're doing that by dropping prices. However, Reuters says that Saudi Arabia and Russia are pushing on a second objective, taking on U.S. shale production to win back market share from the United States. And that's going to affect Canada as well, because oil sands production is also expensive, like shale production in the U.S. Do you think it's just a coincidence, like bad judgment on the part of the Saudis, to engage in a price war with the Russians just at the same time as a global pandemic was breaking out? Anyway, it looks like they're going to go for the brass ring again as the global economy slows down because of Donald Trump. That alone will bring down oil prices because it's going to slow down the economy, which slows down the price of oil. And OPEC is just going to push it a little further. Don't sleep on this. This is a big deal. This is going to change what's happening in the global economy, especially when we already have an enormous amount of risk in the economy. And things are likely going to get worse for certain sectors before they get better.